Hello and welcome to another episode of Give Me God of War. And in this episode, I'm going to be fighting one of the Valkyries. Now, one thing to note, but this is the same with every single Valkyrie you encounter, is you want to get aggressive early. You don't want to let the opening seconds of the fight go to waste, because that can be the most important. Now, one thing to note about all Valkyries is they all do very similar movesets, but they have a little twist in them. I'll show you what I mean. So this Valkyrie right here, when she does this little thing with her wing, that's one phase of building block with her animations. Now that one that you just saw there, and this rule goes the same with every single Valkyrie you fight, and that is anytime they go right, she's gonna do the unblockable attack where she lunges at you. Anytime they go left, they're just gonna hit you with their wing. Like that, like this right here. And yeah, see, dodge to the left. Now, see, this is not on New Game Plus. I'm gonna do videos on that very shortly, but very fascinating. A lot of it is interesting because she doesn't do that what most of the Valkyries do, and this is why she's one of the easier ones. She's not the easiest. The easiest Valkyrie is one that does all of them. You can just parry. There's literally no challenge whatsoever. Regardless on what difficulty you do it on, it doesn't change how easy it is. Now, the the thing to remember is that every time that the Valkyrie does a certain attack, like this one right here, sometimes they don't do it, but most of the time, the general rule is when you fight one of the Valkyries, I'll list them for you. One of them is that whenever they come up to the right, you gotta always remember to dodge right usually, because they're gonna hit you with their left wing. If they go left, you're fine. See, like right there, just gonna dodge. So I already predicted it was gonna happen, so I dodged early. Normally it happens last second. So that's one of the key things to know about fighting. This just doesn't go for this Valkyrie. This goes for all Valkyries. Now see, it's funny looking at this, but in the New Game Plus version, she constantly does that. I got very lucky there, but see, I always move. That's just a natural instinct with me. I always move to the right whenever I'm not sure what she's gonna do. But I should have known. See, she dodged right, and yeah, so. And again, dodge right. There's not too much other to say. Let's have a little fun. Let's talk about the battle. So when you watch this part of it right here, you'll notice that I'm wearing the mist armor. I'm wearing the mist armor, and the reason I'm wearing the mist armor is kind of funny actually. I really don't like this armor at all compared to some of the other ones in the game. But I had to put it on because I was fighting the one in Nelfheim. I forget her name, but I'll put it in the. You'll see it when I do that video. But I literally hated that Valkyrie so much just because it was in Nelfheim, not because it was hard at all. I mean, it's one of the easier Valkyries, but it was just annoying just listening and watching the same, knowing that I could have better armor on, but because I have to survive long enough to do enough damage to kill the Valkyrie, it was really annoying. Other than that, I really do like all the Valkyries. They're all fun fights. I mean, like I said, watching this video, you will learn how easy it is to really beat the Valkyries, even on the hardest difficulty. Once you learn timing, it's not too much of a challenge. You just gotta be disciplined, and you gotta be just aware of everything she's doing, read her attacks, Use runics whenever possible. Use whatever weapon you want, because seriously, it doesn't matter which one. They'll both to get the job done. It's whatever you prefer. You know, some people, I've seen people do this everything without using a shield. So think about that for a sec. You know, they're just using their bare hands and then defeating the Valkyrie. That just shows you how good you can get at this. You know, fighting the Valkyries. Which is the hardest fight in the game, which is funny to me. Like, but yeah, you know, I had a few miscalculations there, and I got hit. So that's what happens. Again, dodge right. It's so predictable. Every Valkyrie does that, you know. And I always hate it when they fly away from you like that, because it's like, oh, I can get some little more damage when they fly away. It's like. And you know, and I forgot to mention it, but another thing too is always use Atreus when necessary. Like towards the end of that fight, I used Atreus to I used his runic attack to basically do a ton of chip damage. Chip damage is huge when fighting the Valkyrie, because it's kind of like,
I have only gratitude.
like if you get hit right away in the beginning, your run's kind of screwed, because you have to sit there and gain health and hope you dodge enough time. So when if you listen to me and you listen to all these tips I just gave you, you should have no problem defeating these Valkyries. In fact, you're gonna look back and go, "Wow, why did they give me such a hard time?"
I must return.
And yeah, there you go. I ripped the wings off and grabbing the helmet right now. So yeah, it was fun. I enjoyed every minute of it. I wouldn't trade it for anything. I love God of War. I think it's a fantastic game, and I think that any of you, I think most of you think the same too. And yeah, have a good one. And as always, peace out. This has been your boy, the Alchemist.
The entrance is to the left of the two oarsmen statues.
You failed to mention this at the time.
Didn't think we'd be hunting down Valkyries at the time, brother.
Think we'll find out why the Valkyries are like this?
That chamber held a special significance for them. We'll find something there, I'm certain of it.